Hey sports fans, Coach Nick here and welcome to B-Ball Breakdown. Don't miss our live post-game show Wednesday night after the Lakers-Spurs game. It was an awesome one. Yesterday we had hundreds of people in there at one time and I answer as many questions as I possibly can, so get in there and don't miss it. Follow us on Google+, we'll give you a reminder of the whole thing. So, I looked at the way Kevin Durant, Carmelo Anthony, and LeBron James are scoring and what the defenses are doing to combat them, because obviously that's a key if you want to have any hope of winning a game, much less a series, which might not even happen for these other teams. So let me show you a little tidbits of what they're doing and how these guys are scoring. The Celtics want to front Melo in the post every time. This has been very effective for the past 2 years in the playoffs. Jeff Green does a great job to front initially, but if you don't concentrate when the ball swings back and you have to play behind, all that energy is wasted as Melo drains it. To get Melo open, the Knicks will have him screen away from the ball. The Celtics will switch this if Pierce and Green are involved. Pierce will force Melo baseline every time to prevent middle penetration. Melo is clearly very excited to find Brandon Bass guarding him, and when you see Bass get spun around like this, it's clear why Doc should avoid this. Bass apparently wants no part of Melo either. This is the second time in the game he doesn't pick him up till it's too late. Doc Rivers wants to send 4 defenders at him throughout the game. Here is how Melo's shots broke down according to Defender. While Bass held him under 50%, he let him get right to the rim for layups on 2 of those misses. Bradley is simply way too small to guard him, and Bass completely outmatched. The Bucks defended LeBron as if he was just another NBA player. They don't force him away from the screen in ice, they don't hedge either, and they won't leave Haslam early to provide an extra defender. Again, they let LeBron use the screen on top instead of forcing him one way. They try and double him, which is a good idea, but Redick foolishly leaves his man under the basket to close out instead of making sure the pass was going to Chalmers. Worst of all, Mbah a Moute starts walking while LeBron finishes the play by cutting to the hoop for the and one. The Bucks keep allowing LeBron's man to run into the screen instead of forcing him away from it. This guarantees that the screener's man will have to switch onto him, and this is simply asking LeBron to dunk the ball in your face. Finally, the Bucks adjust and help off of Birdman early on LeBron's drive. However, Mr. Ellis behaves as if he's never seen a rotation in his life, and LeBron is the best at finding teammates for dunks. LeBron had one of the most ruthlessly efficient playoff games we have seen, and the Bucks need to adjust somehow, or else we'll continue to see him decimate their defense with unprecedented numbers. The Rockets display a team philosophy by playing ice on this pick and roll for Kevin Durant. Parsons tries to keep KD from going middle, but on the second attempt, KD turns the corner. Asik correctly ignores Perkins, shadowing Durant the whole time and pressuring him into a miss. When Durant brings the ball up, Houston brings a big man over to shadow him in Greg Smith. This works great, causing Durant to give up the ball. Unfortunately for the Rockets, Harden is guarding him and he executes a beautiful backdoor cut for the dunk. Watch how Delfino positions his feet to take away middle penetration from KD, and Asik is in good position to help as well. This is where KD is simply too good. Parsons does a great job sticking with Durant and denying him the ball. He also forces Durant away from that first screen, but it's the second attempt that gets him underneath the screen, freeing Durant up for the shot. Parsons got into foul trouble, which limited his minutes. But it's no surprise to me that playing with an overall philosophy has helped the Rockets' defense. These numbers by Kevin Durant were good, but by no means is he playing out of his mind due to the solid Houston game plan. So, ironically, the team I'm most impressed with defensively is the Rockets. They actually have a system in place and they're trying to run it and execute it. And when Chandler Parsons is not in foul trouble, I think that could be something that could harass Kevin Durant into, sub 45% shooting nights. Now, that probably won't matter much in terms of the overall score, but this is something that I'm impressed with, and Mikhail certainly has shown his chops a little bit here by the way he's been able to execute a defensive system. And I don't see it enough in a lot of different teams. And it's funny because they're not ranked very highly defensively, but you know what? That's what it's shaping up to be, and if they get another really good player for next year, they're going to be able to compete. Well, thanks for joining us. Lots more coming up. Breakdowns every day, at least one. And don't forget, at B-Ball Breakdown, we're not a channel, we're a conversation. You win.